Hi guys, welcome to Chugging Along. I'm Sam.
And I'm Tim.
Welcome to our channel and welcome to today's video. So first I want to say thank you very much for your lovely comments on our last video where we smashed our chimney on the Oxford Canal and managed to fix it.
If you are new around here, we are doing a huge summer trip between Thiel and Llangollen, but today's video was filmed over 2 days where we start in the large town of Banbury and we end in the small village of Fenny Compton. We spend the night in a very familiar spot, and also at the end of the journey we walk to a local shop which has awful reviews, as we want to find out ourselves if it really is that bad.
You'll also want to stick around till the end of this video because we will be unveiling our recipes for this summer's cook-off, where we will go head to head for your votes using our thermal cooker and also a disposable barbecue. And you might remember I actually won the winter cook-off using our diesel fireplace.
So let's get started with today's cruise right in the heart of Banbury. People say that they like the natural sounds in our vlogs, and we were wondering if that also translates to the construction noises that we heard here, because they're building a Premier Inn hotel and a shopping centre right next to the canal. They were actually working throughout the night, but luckily we are both heavy sleepers and we don't mind being in loud and light places overnight.
So we got the day going with an audience that was standing on the bridge. But hang on Tim, weren't we meant to show everyone what we got up to in Banbury?
Oh yeah, well remembered Sam. It's now time for Chugging Along's Banbury Diaries.
Hi Peter.
Yeah, it's nice now. We're going to Croppedy. Yeah.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thank you. Take care. Good luck with the blacking. But let's get back to our cruise. As we went past Sovereign Wharf, which seems like a great place to keep your boat. On the other side of the canal, you have the visitor moorings at Spiceville Park, which were fairly popular.
Look at that solar set up there, 4 big panels. So if one big panel is over 300 watts, then the owner here must have over 1,200. For reference, we have 630. We did look through his window and we saw him working away on his laptop, and he had an electric bicycle, so he's clearly putting it all to good use.
We turned right here, as the left turn was a dead end filled with boats. Does anyone know what's going on down there? Looks like a secret society.
For the first day of cruising, we planned to make it to the village of Croppedy, which is famous for the Fairport Croppedy Convention, a yearly music festival which completely takes over the village.
For all you rail fans out there, whilst we were going up our first lock, I captured the Class 37 locomotive pulling 4 coaches, which Tim's dad and brothers should approve of.
We haven't had many natural boaty sounds yet in this vlog because of the construction works, the railway, and now worst of all, the M40 motorway. It connects London to Birmingham, and it can be heard from quite far away on this part of the canal. We always enjoy going under motorways though. The people above you in cars are completely oblivious to the narrowboat slowly chugging along below the madness of 70 miles an hour.
So we went up Little Bourton Lock, which has a disused lockkeeper's cottage, and some writing on a boarded up window that says, "Enjoy the moment." Ironically, people like to take their phones out and capture this moment and share it with people who aren't present.
These exact fields were where the Beatles got the inspiration for their psychedelic hit Lemony Fields Forever.
Just as we got through our final lock of day 1, it started to rain really hard. We got through it okay, but we did think that we should pull over as quickly as possible. And it was a major moment of deja vu for us. Do you recognise this place and the significance it has in this channel? If you realise that this is where we filmed the sunset outro shots of our videos, then you are a certified Chugging Along mega fan.
So we start the second day of cruising, where we made our way to the centre of the village of Cropedy. On the way we saw some great moorings at the end of a farmer's field.
We're going to go get water first. So Tim, what do you think is good about these kinds of moorings?
Yeah, I love end of farmers' fields moorings. I think they're fascinating to me because usually you will see that the moorers here, they sort of get their own little fenced off garden space, and you're still on the canal as well. In the marina you're sort of away from the system and you look out your window and maybe you just see other boats, but here it's like mooring and you've got your own garden. You often have a place to park your car as well. I think they really are a fantastic option.
When we got into the village, we topped up our water, which at the moment we're doing around every 2 weeks. That cloud there, though, looked like it had some clear intentions.
We were really surprised and disappointed to find out that the cloud's intentions were heavy rainfall, right as we went through Cropedy Lock. I'm sure this lock is beautiful to go through, and I remember it being nice last year, but it definitely takes the shine off when you're being hammered with rain.
As soon as we made it out of the lock, the sun shined and we chugged north into the countryside.
But before we made it to the beautiful countryside on the Oxfordshire-Warwickshire border, here is Cropedy Marina, which looked pretty big when we went past it last year, but they've recently added an extension which makes it huge. Look at all that free space there. We think that might be snapped up soon.
We went past the beautiful Clattercoat Wharf with traditional boats and buildings. Chuggles was sitting sideways, enjoying the view as always.
We then approach the Claydon locks, which are 5 locks in a row. That is quite a lot for us, even though we are well aware this is something we've got to get used to because we have huge flights coming up with over 20 in a row in Hatton and Wolverhampton.
We got through those locks stress-free, and it felt like an achievement getting to the top with these lovely views. There was now a massive space between locks, which I always enjoy.
It's now full steam ahead to Fenny Compton with beautiful rural cruising.
When you see this marina, that means you're in Fenny Compton. So we found a place to moor. There's a popular pub there which was sadly shut, so we walked into the village proper to go to the shop with terrible reviews.
On the way there, we saw a pig, which was one more pig than we saw in Piggy's place last week.
We got to the shop and, to our surprise, we were greeted by a standard, well-run co-op where we bought frozen chips, ginger beer and co-op's highly rated premium crisps.
Do you think that maybe the co-op and Fenny Compton upped their game as they knew that we were coming? But we have to say that we were grateful and very impressed with their service. So then we walked back to the boat for some sausage, chips, mushy peas and gravy and a good night's rest, knowing that we had made it to the county of Warwickshire. All's well that ends well.
So before we tell you our recipes, it's time to go through those all-important statistics for those 2 days of cruising.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
to you, Tim.
Thank you. Right, let's take a look then, shall we? So over the 2 days, we did 10 miles and 12 locks, and that was all in 7.5 hours or 7.5 hours, thus making our average speed 1.3 miles an hour, and that now brings down our trip average to 1.76 miles an hour. At this rate, I think we'll do very well to get to Llangollen on a 1.5 miles an hour average, but we will see. But that now means that we've done 115 out of the 269 miles. So now it's the moment you have all been waiting for. We are going to release the recipes for next week's cook-off. So we will start with the champion, that is Sam. What is the champ cooking up next week?
So I'm going to be cooking a mushroom biryani in our thermal cooker, and that will be accompanied by some marinated chicken, which I'll marinate in spices, and I'll cook that over the barbecue.
Very nice, very nice.
And what about you, Tim?
Okay, yes, so I will be doing lamb steaks on the barbecue, and in the thermal cooker I will be doing a fresh mint risotto, so those two should go together very nicely, I think.
Whose meal do you like the sound of the most? Let us know in the comments section below, and we look forward to sharing that with you next week.
We do, very much so, yeah. So thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video. And remember, no matter what you do in life, you've got to keep chugging!